Tēnā koe, Graeme. We can see there, apologies for delay in getting to you. We have you here for 5 minutes. Please take your submission as being read. If you could take your, turn on your camera and take yourself off mute. If you'd like to leave time for questions, please do so. We will be sticking strictly to time today. Thank you. Go ahead, Graeme. Perhaps the...
Currently on mute, Graeme. There we go.
There you go, Graeme.
Sorry about that. I've never used Zoom before.
No, all good. And we can see you, you look like you're in a vehicle.
Ironically, I'm in a camper van because the internet connection's not very good at home.
Great. Okay, well, we have you for 5 minutes. Thank you for your submission. Take it as read, and yes, we're in your hands.
Thank you very much. First of all, because I have dyslexia, I just want to ask you, was my submission reasonably understandable?
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's good. Okay, then I'll just get to some quick points. One of the things that I don't think's right about this bill is the Office of the Children's Commissioner. I would rather see them retained as they are, with the difference of given greater resources and power so that they're completely independent of a government department and outside of the reach of a government department, because that's one of the more worrying concerns about that bill. And I think given the history, for example, of the Families Commission, where they were disbanded and they were put within a government department, in my view, they haven't been as vocal as they used to be when they were more independent and an outright commission on their own. So I believe that that's actually a flaw in the bill. And my hope is that we'll be heard on that and then perhaps retain them. And as the former previous commissioner said, they need more powers and they definitely need more resources. There's no point retaining them as they are, not to give them the powers and the resources that they need to do their job properly to start with. So although I've been critical of the Children's Commissioner in the past, that's mainly because I've lacked the power and the resources. It's not meant as an attack against the Commissioner at all. And that's only something that Parliament itself can actually deal with. Does that make sense? Okay, my next thing is, when I was reading through the bill about the oversight, there's two things that surprised me about it. Back in 2013, Howard Broad produced a brilliant report. And in that report, he outlined a number of issues with the then Child, Youth and Family Complaint System. And he also came up with a number of recommendations on how to resolve them. And when I read through this oversight bill, I don't see anything of what he said actually built into the bill itself. And if you want to create genuine oversight of OT, I think most of the things that he talked about need to actually be built into the bill. Otherwise, you're not going to get true oversight and independence as his report suggests. And in my view, he's done a lot of the work for years, because he also gives costings, he gives recommendations of several models. And I don't see the oversight bill as it stands fitting within anything that he's actually suggested, which I found rather puzzling, because it seems since 2013, that report's just sat there and actually nothing's come of it. And if anything, a lot of the recommendations he put in his report, OT did the opposite of. And I'll just give you one example. In your report, I don't see anywhere when you talk about oversight, there's a mention of the Chief Executive Advisory Panel. Now, what they do is, in theory, they give oversight of Oranga Tamariki. They're the last phase of the complaint system. There's nothing in the bill that I read that refers to the Chief Executive Advisory Panel. So it almost seems like they're a separate entity and forgotten about. And the issue that I have with that is it sounds like we have a dual process going where we have the oversight bill doing one thing and the Chief Executive Advisory Panel being ignored on the other side doing something different. And the way that it normally works is if you have a complaint about OT, you get sent to the Chief Executive Advisory Panel. Then after that, if you don't have any luck, you normally go to the Ombudsman's office. But so I'm a little bit puzzled to see how this new bill is going to improve the complaint system for Oranga Tamariki, because it seems to be bereft of any comment about that. And also, another comment I wanted to make was, I think in a way, involving the Ombudsman too early can actually be a mistake, because what happens is if you have a problem with the government department and they send you to the Ombudsman's office, that can take some considerable time. And the issue with that is it's another delay in the process. So I would rather the Ombudsman be kept where they are, which is outside of the whole child, youth and family complaint system. But one of the issues we've had is we've actually asked the Ombudsman on several occasions to review Oranga Tamariki's complaint system, and they've outright refused to, coming up with many reasons why. So I don't exactly have the confidence that their role in making the complaint system smoother for complainants and easier to navigate will necessarily happen in the way that they do things. Sorry.
Graeme, we've come to the 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
really. Thank you so much for your submission. It's 5 minutes isn't very long, but please be assured that you've made some good additional points as well. Thank you for the information. If you'd like to give us those notes that you were reading from, that would be really useful as well.
I can do that.
Just for fullness. And we appreciate you submitting today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Have a good day. Ka
You
kite.
too. Bye.